Hello there, and welcome back to Adie Asks. Today we have another fantastic episode for you, and today we have IBX Toycat, who has joined us on the sofa all the way from Bedrock Edition. Hello, sir. How are you?
I am, in fact, all the way from a different version of the game, one with bigger salmon and many other things. I'm doing good today. Thank you for asking.
Brilliant. It's great to have you on the show, so thank you for joining us. For those people at home, and I'm sure many of them do know who you are, but for those people at home, first of all of your details will be in the description so they can check out your channel. But can you just give them a quick run through of what it is that you do in the game of Minecraft?
Well, you see, I like to play Minecraft. No, I love survival Minecraft. It is to me, creative is a mode that exists, but the thing that lured me into Minecraft was playing survival and getting through the night, and then trying to use your game to improve and go further and further. I love this like iterative loop that Minecraft has of like they're just trying to do better and better and better and move stuff around by hand. It's crazy the stuff you can achieve in survival. For me, I'm always in love with survival stuff, and so that's what I do. Whatever it is in survival, I like new updates. I like making big projects in the current stuff. I like survival Minecraft. That's how I would describe myself.
And how long is it that you've actually been playing the game?
I played once in like 2011. I remember it was just before Beds came out, which is weird to say now. And then I started playing like a lot in 2012, and I don't think I've had like a week where I haven't played Minecraft since then, like May 2012.
Wow, that's
many thousands of hours, many thousands of days probably at this point in the game.
Yeah, if you could check the statistics out for all of your worlds, it probably would be a shocking amount.
Yeah, just on the Xbox One Bedrock version alone, it's like 300 days of game time. Like before you consider Windows 10, Java, the 360 edition, the Xbox, like just that one specific version on that one platform, it's 300 days.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
Too much, some would say. Too much.
and with all that time played, what is it that just keeps you coming back to the game?
Honestly, I always have some dumb project idea. I'm like, I would love to see how this would play out, and then I always know that I'm going to have some ups and downs during it, and it's going to be this is not what everyone thinks, at least, but seeing like the same world evolve over time is just so endlessly interesting to me. Like the same world that I was playing 8 years ago, it's still there, like the same generation is there, but the way I'm altering it over time, bit by bit, it's like having a hobby that's just growing and growing and growing, and now it's huge. That's my personal reason.
Yeah, just seeing that development over time is a big draw. But when you first started playing the game, obviously Minecraft is a blocky game. What was it that first drew you to the blocks? What was it that first made you think, oh, this is something I'd like to give a try to?
Do you know, I had a friend that was really into Minecraft and watching Minecraft videos, and at the time I was so cynical. I was like, no, it looks terrible. Like, have you seen what the cows look like, man? I was resisting for so long playing Minecraft. And then at one point, I went around this friend's house, and he's like, "Look, just play like a few minutes." And I was like, "Fine." I went into it like super, pessimistically, like trying not to like it almost, which isn't a good way to do anything, but I did it anyway. And then as I just started playing, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Oh wow, that's a spider spawner. Woo, lapis lazuli. What does this do?" And just the game lured me in bit by bit by bit. And then I was playing for a few hours. My friend fell asleep, and I remember I played all night long, and then he woke up and I was still playing because I was that like addicted into it. There are very few games that can capture you in the way that Minecraft captured me all those years ago, and that same feeling has kept me going all this time, just trying to survive, but also trying to like not even do better than survive, but to thrive, to have to build a castle for yourself, to build whatever else it is. That feeling has kept me going.
And you mentioned that you play a lot of survival. In that time, is there one thing that do you remember firstly the first base that you ever made? Because that's quite an emotive thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's funny. My first ever base, I think I made it like in the side of a hill or something, and then I started to like build like a tower on top of it later. But it was a very, very terrible base. Even now, if I'm playing Minecraft and I don't think anyone's watching me. And if I'm being honest, even when they are watching me, I don't have like intentions to build a great first base. I like that your first base is always terrible. That's like endearing to me. I think it's this, but if we look around the studio, if you made this as a first base, it'd be like, well, that's not really a base, is it? This is more of a fun thing you built at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas your first base has to be terrible. That's what makes it endearing to me.
Yeah, if you can even call it a base and it's not just a couple of blocks where you've just hacked into the side of a mountain.
I go even better when I'm doing like survival challenges. I just place a bed, place a torch, place a crafting table. That's a base.
Yeah.
Who needs walls?
Exactly. What more do you need? The minimalist life. It's for some. Not for everybody, but it is very much for some.
Think about it this way: if you place your bed down and you don't place walls, the whole world is your base. It's an infinitely sized base. That's crazy, right?
This is true. Yeah, this is true. Exactly. Because nobody can tell you where it ends. It just doesn't. Therefore, the entire world is quite literally your oyster, or your bedroom, more specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like if you punch a hole in your wall, then your house goes on forever in the real world, because there's no official ending to it.
Well, until you hit somebody else's property, maybe. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But that's not encouraging people to punch holes in their walls, just in case.
I'm encouraging people to punch holes in their walls. I do it right now. Why is there no hole in your wall? Do you not enjoy freedom?
There is a hole. It's known as a door or a window, just so you know.
Open your windows, open your doors. Yes. I don't care what the weather is.
Yeah, let the outside in. That's always a good thing. So that's the key, basically. Exactly. The key takeaway from this. Your Minecraft base, you should let the outside in.
Exactly.
So in terms of that, the survival mode, then you've obviously played in survival for a long time, and Minecraft is a game of dying and respawning. Is there one particular death that stands out to you in that time that maybe has caused you a little bit of post-traumatic stress?
Yes, there is. I maybe 3 years ago, I like setting silly tasks that no one should do for themselves. And I was like, I want to walk 1,000,000 blocks in Minecraft. I want to get to my coordinates up to 1,000,000, because the game gets more and more broken the further you go. I want to get there in my survival world. So I set out. I worked out it'd be about maybe 8 to 12 hours to get there, and I was going great. It was a very long day. I even streamed the entire thing, and then at one point I had to like cross this chasm, and so I have an elytra on it most times, and I took it off temporarily to put on something else. I don't know why. Maybe I mended it or something. I didn't know that I'd taken it off, and so while I'm 800,000 blocks away from spawn, I go to jump. I don't jump successfully. I die not only with all of my gear, all of my stuff, but I had shulker boxes filled with everything, and I fell, and I was right next to a pit of lava, 800,000 blocks away from spawn. Oh dear. And also, it was my only elytra, so I couldn't even like fly. So basically, I spent hours fishing to get a mending book. I went and got an elytra. I went and got all the other stuff just to like have a set of gear that I could use to recover it. It took me 12 hours maybe, and then like obviously some stuff burned. A surprisingly little bit actually. I was very impressed.
But you did get it back. That is massively impressive that you did manage to get it back.
I did in fact.
It's like Lord of the Rings, only with probably less standing around there. So that's an impressive journey.
Yeah, a much more exciting version of Lord of the Rings. I agree. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. So wow, that is some death again, and the fact that you did still manage to recover your stuff.
It was the most despair I'd felt, and I was like, I don't know if like there's this moment like you can. It's funny because I can watch my own face feeling it, and then I can watch like me going through the 7 stages of grief, being like, no, it's fine. I didn't want the stuff anyway. I go through it all, then I'm like, I don't want to play Minecraft anymore. Then I'm like, actually, I do. And then there's the great recovery effort. It was beautiful.
Yeah, most that would have caused most people to rage quit, I have to say. So kudos to you for going there and actually doing the grind and not just throwing whatever console or computer it was at the nearest wall in frustration, because 800,000 blocks is just is just crazy distance. But I'm glad you got your stuff
You
back
know,
at least.
maybe I punched a hole in my wall, and that's why I'm justifying it by arguing that actually I wanted the hole to be outside.
Yes,
Punch
exactly.
holes in your walls, everyone. It's healthy, really. You know, actually, this is very off topic, but have you ever noticed how like people, I think it's mostly in America, they can actually punch a genuine hole in their wall, but like where I'm
Yes.
from, and maybe you too, it's like a
Yes.
brick. If I punch my
Yeah.
wall hard, I will break my fist, not the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah. There is a lot of building in the States and in a lot of other places that is plasterboard rather than the walls plasterboard and just like oak frames. And I believe, and again, I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments as well. It's why places like the States get hit so hard by some of the natural disasters like tornadoes.
Hurricanes and
Yeah, because actually the cost of housing is low because the cost of building is low because they're big, but they're made basically of paper and cardboard.
But I've always wondered, why is it that we use bricks? You'd fit, like, you know, why is you see so few houses, especially in towns and cities, that are using wood or whatever else. Like, why don't we? Is there a good reason? You know, again, very off topic.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. The only thing I can guess is kind of it's a throwback to the medieval times when things would tend to get burned, and you might get people.
London did burn that one time.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah,
bad.
that did. It was a whole thing. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, hopefully, I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us know exactly why there is a lot of building in stone and brick in the UK, but less so.
This is why I like talking about weird niche things like this on the internet, because the one person who does know is going to be like, yeah, here is the detailed history of why, and it's beautiful. I love being able to talk about the weird subjects and seeing people's interest in it. That's what makes YouTube as a whole beautiful, really.
And also it does tie into Minecraft because you've also got people who do build out of wood as opposed to building out of stone.
Aha.
So maybe if somebody was going to study it, they would find that people in America, where their houses were built more of wood, actually had a natural desire to build in the game more out of wood.
Yeah, it's funny. I do have a brick house in Minecraft, and that is very uncommon, even though to me it feels like it should be the standard. But
Yeah,
again, I guess
you would have
just
thought, wouldn't you?
Too British. Wait, do you build your houses out of bricks or wood?
I occasionally
Like
go for
in
a timber frame, but I have to say that the majority of them, even with things like a medieval style, which I'm doing in my survival solo series, it is just timber frame, and the rest of it is bricks or stone bricks, and then concrete powder or bone blocks, or just some other thing that you would consider to be a bit more sturdy, because I'm a big one for structural integrity in Minecraft, more so than others. I don't like things that just feel like they're inadequately supported.
Exactly. That's all I want in life, is to live in a house I don't think will fall down on me in my sleep. That's
Exactly.
It's a happy place to be.
Exactly. So yeah, in all that time that you have been playing the game, obviously you've seen things change probably quite a lot as time has gone on. What would you say is your favourite of the updates that they've brought out?
Honestly, one that grew on me over time was Village and Pillage. Like, I liked it a bit when it came out, and then I liked it a little afterwards. And the longer that goes since it, the more I appreciate it as an update, I think. But my favourite ever update probably has to go instead to the update that changed the world, 1.7. New biome, like looking back at old Minecraft before the biome update, it was such a desolate game. It's one of those things where like you don't think it at the time, but you can't go back afterwards. You know, like it's just the new biome. I think the 20 biomes or something. Yeah, even when nowadays, it's been years, maybe 6 or 7. When you see a mesa, you're like, whoa, this is actually kind of beautiful. I think the single thing I would want more of in Minecraft is biomes. I think biomes make exploration happy. Exploration makes Toycat happy.
So is that kind of one of the ways that you tend to play the game then? Very much an explore, just carry those things that you need in your inventory and just set up random new little spots when you find somewhere picturesque.
Well, what it is a part of survival to me. One of the parts of making it interesting is you have to link all of the biomes together. Sometimes you need to be in a mesa to get all of the terracottas or the red sands or gold. Sometimes you need to be in a savanna to get all of that acacia wood. Sometimes you need to go to the mountain biome because you want to be in the high. To me, like it's not quite exploration anymore. Once you've been in a world for more than a few weeks, it's more about the infrastructure to link those things together. That I think is fun. It's kind of like exploration, but not quite. But yeah, I'd love more opportunities to explore. I'm looking forward to the cave update as a way to explore. Like those things are what excite me about Minecraft. I like the feeling of being somewhere new.
What made you move from somebody who just placed blocks and explored the world and were happy with that to somebody who actually created content? What was it that made you decide to start doing YouTube videos?
Okay, so I have a very different pathway in this than most people. I love Minecraft. I played it for the whole night straight, and then I played it as much the next day as I could. Then I went home and I couldn't run it on my laptop, and I was like, well, guess this is over now. No more Minecraft for me. Like, I have one video on my channel where I tried to play it on a laptop just to see if it would work. It's like, no. So then I was doing unrelated YouTube stuff. Like it was actually, I think it was Modern Warfare 3. I loved sharing my gameplay of the internet. I've been uploading since 2007, like guitar videos. I like sharing my games with people. Like when like that moment where you sit with someone and they watch you play games. That's like my jam, and the internet allows you to do that with like whoever you want, strangers all the time. So anyway, I was at this phase where I saw Minecraft was coming to 360, and I was like, I'm gonna make videos on that. Maybe there'll be some people who are like, want to specifically see that version. Like no one else is probably gonna be playing it, so I'll be like the only one. And so I decided to do it. The moment it came out, like I was waiting for the second I could download it. I was like, okay, let's go. And I made a video of my first 15 minutes in the game, just like gonna play a world. It's terrible to watch now. It's again 2012 quality, but people did find it and they liked it, so I made part 2 and part 3 and whereas before I was happy if I got 50 views in a video. Some of the Minecraft videos would get like a few hundred views, and then like at one point it was 1,000 views in a video, and I was like, whoa, just a normal video, 1,000. And so yeah, I just every day after that first day, I uploaded a Minecraft video, and then eventually it became the full-time thing, and it was 2 videos a day. But like, yeah, it was to me. It's funny because I guess I technically started making YouTube videos before I started playing Minecraft for myself.
It's safe to say that literally your entire console-based, Bedrock-based journey can actually be seen on your YouTube channel, which is an incredibly impressive thing.
Exactly, yeah.
From the day dot.
I had this thing at first, actually. Yeah, I had this thing where I thought, like, it's no longer the move because people, attention spans are shorter. People want to see the most highlighted bits. But I had this idea of like, what if I recorded every single moment I was in this Minecraft world, rather than seeing just these weird cuts, etc.
Yeah.
You can see every single part of it. And again, nowadays not a very successful idea, but no. I liked it at the time. I like seeing a game like you would if you were watching it live, if you will.
Rather than the meme of I've been mining off camera and coming back with three shulker boxes full of diamonds.
Yeah, exactly, right. That like blows my mind. Like, wouldn't you want to see the mining? Like, yeah. I mean, obviously the answer is no. Apparently, I'm the odd one out on that one, but.
Yeah, well, isn't that what streams are a lot of the times? You just do
that's why I like streaming so much. Yeah. Like, you do all the grindy stuff, and people are like interested because it's more about, I guess, to some extent, the talking and talking about brick houses or stone houses and whatever else. There's a certain beauty to that. I like it.
Now, as you touched on there, you said that now obviously you're full time doing the YouTube thing. But what would you say is the hardest thing about doing YouTube as a career?
The hardest thing, okay, so with YouTube in particular, is it's a because it is a dream job, like in the most literal sense of the word. I think if you look at young people now, I think the single most sought after profession is YouTube, which is weird to say you're doing it at that point. But the thing is it's really the stuff itself. Sharing your passion with people is endlessly fun. Just air quotes, playing video games all day, endlessly fun. It's as much of a dream as it sounds like. But the thing is, that's not what makes you successful or not on the internet. That's just what it looks like you're doing.
Yeah.
In reality, success or not is driven by all of the weird decisions you're making to try and appease the algorithm. Like the fun edits you're seeing in this video, the title of this video has to be precisely chosen, because if it was one word different, then the YouTube algorithm wouldn't like it as much. And all of these micro things are what you're really doing to try and be like that's what's really deciding whether insert YouTuber here makes it or doesn't. And so every year, I would say, there's like an entirely different game you're playing on YouTube. Like the things that I did to that helped my channel when I was first starting out would not work at all anymore. And the things I did last year don't work anymore, and the things that I'm going to do this year are going to be different to the things I have to do next year. Like trying to evolve with the times is hard.
Yeah.
And that's what the hardest thing is to me. Like knowing that, everyone assumes that when you subscribe to a channel, you subscribe for life. But really, like after some amount of time, you'll get bored, and so you're eternally trying to find a balance of appeasing existing subscribers, finding new ones, and also not burning yourself out on having fun, because having fun is important. And it's hard, but it's enjoyable. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that new YouTubers don't necessarily get. They make a video, and it might be a great quality video, and yet nobody gets to see it because there's so much that sits behind the scenes that the average person doesn't even understand about video tags or making sure that the description's optimized or things like that only come really over a period of time. Now, you mentioned there that obviously there's some things that you used to do differently in the past, and you also mentioned and touched on seeing your channel grow. Was there one thing or one video or something that you did that you felt launched your channel a little bit, that kind of made you think from, oh, this is something that's really got potentially a future in it?
What it was is every single time a update came out, I would make a ton of videos for it, and my like the number of people subscribers a day, views a day would triple, and it was a really consistent trend. Like there was as long as I made like 30 videos in the course of 3 days, I would see this like tripling. And the fact that it would go from like, oh, this is some fun money every now and then, to, oh, this could just about be enough for me to survive on if I was to like, oh, this is actually enough to survive on, to like, oh wow, yeah, I can actually do this. That was the moment I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing, at least right now. It's going better than anything else in my life at the time. So let's do it. So I think actually, to be precise, it was like TU 14 or TU 19, where I was like, oh yeah, wow, this has more legs than the college I'm going to. Which is a crazy thing to say, because everyone around you always says like, oh, education's so important, and it really is as a default. But I took the risk, and I'm glad I did.
When those opportunities present themselves in life, sometimes it's just that is the hard decision, to take the opportunity that's there or risk missing out on it in the future. It's known that you are quite a fan of traveling.
I am.
Is there one place that you haven't got to go to yet that you would absolutely love to go to?
So the one, the one, like as far as like a country goes, the one I was most excited for was South Africa. I was gonna go in January of this year, and so some things might have gone in the way of that. It may have become illegal to leave the UK, and also the flights may have been cancelled. So I think South Africa is definitely the one that is most interesting to me. I think it's both a beautiful country, and it's got this like scary undertone of like it's got one of the highest crime rates in the world, which at the very least I'm curious about. Like how well can you see that? And then also it's got like, it's one of the few English speaking places on Earth that's like super far away. So it's like, I'm curious about all of that combined. And then South America as a continent, I still have not touched. Like not by any massively deliberate thing. It just has never been like a cheap flight or a fun flight or whatever else. So those are the two ones on my list most, like South Africa and South America. I like South. That's what I'm saying.
One last question in this section for you, and that is, swinging it back to the world of Minecraft, what is the one thing that you wish that you were better at yourself in the game?
Oh, honestly, am I allowed to cheat and just say Minecraft? Like, I feel like I'm not as good at the whole game as I'd like to be. But the aspect in particular I'd pick would probably be Reds. I feel like Redstone in particular is the one thing where, like, if I make any allusion to it in every video, if I build anything, I will get an army of people being like, "Oh my God, you made it with a less efficient than it could have been." And it's like, but like I genuinely don't even want to learn and experiment on the internet, because then people will see the like I love the idea that we can look at all, admit that, like, we're not all perfect at things. That's what we are as people. Let's all learn and grow. But I feel like the Redstone world, there is some people in it, it's a very good community filled with great people, but there's a small undertone within it that are like, no, you can't do Redstone if it's not exactly perfect. What are you doing? And also on Bedrock, Redstone is a bit weird as well. So it makes it even harder.
Yeah, there's definitely some inconsistencies between Bedrock and Java. Which follow-on question, what was the thing that kind of made you decide long term? So I know that you mentioned that you started out on that and you were waiting for the game to go, but what was it that's made you stick with Bedrock as a platform, really?
There was the moment when Console Edition went away that basically had to decide, Bedrock or Java, or don't do Minecraft at all, move on to another game. The biggest reason to me was that Bedrock had, like, direct continuity from console. Theoretically, they promised at the time that it would have all the console features sometime soon. I mean, that maybe had some. I don't want to say that was a lie, but I don't want to say it was the truth either.
Yeah.
And so, like, there are some distinct things lacking, like the hardcore or the custom super flats, or most of the fun things. But the big thing to me is, I think, on two fronts. One, Bedrock is just on YouTube. Every single YouTuber plays Java, even if their audience is mostly Bedrock. They play Java, and the thing about console that, like, I realized, and that I from my own searches too, is that people want to see the same version that they're playing.
Yes.
Because there's some very minor, like, even those minor things do add up and do start to be a bit jarring. People like some familiarity, and I when I watch Java videos, I'm like, yeah. So I feel like in that same way, I was like, yeah, Bedrock has to be the one. And I also believe that in the future, actually, I'm curious, do you think this too? Will there be a point where Bedrock is clearly just the objectively better one, or do you think it will always trail a little bit behind Java?
I think that where it will come down to is, personally, the modding ability. So obviously in Bedrock you have the Bedrock Marketplace, which is a fantastic thing. You've got all of these brilliant, incredible custom maps, and there's that ability for people to create fantastic things that you just can't do in Java in the same way. However, Java as a language is so widely used that I think that there is going to be, that to me is the differentiator. I think your vanilla game will be almost identical to the point that you have parity on everything and you get the crossplay element at some point in the future. But I do think that there will be a modding community that changes it, just because the engines behind the two are so massively different. So that's my take on it, is that we'll get parity eventually, but it's just which side of the fence it will go on, whether it will go with the Bedrock features that are good, like forward bridging. I mean, every Java player whose finger gets sore from holding shift constantly and backing over things and getting shot by ghasts wants forward bridging. But then there's some, as you've touched on there, some redstone elements that in Bedrock just seem absolutely crazy, and more specifically inconsistent. So you can have something and it can work, and then it can just not work, and there's no good reason why this would be the case. How about yourself? Do you think we'll...
The question though becomes, like, after a certain point, because it is the number of staff working on Bedrock, I think it's over 500. It's definitely measured in the hundreds, whereas Java has, like, it's measured in the dozens.
Yes.
And I feel like at some point, because true parity is functionally impossible between languages. Like, there are some features that are never going to work from Java to Bedrock. But then also the vice versa of that. Like there's so many of these interesting things that will, they're building the way that you can just import with one click a Minecraft world that also comes with its own add-ons and mods and templates, and I think that sort of thing one day will become, again, objectively better. You would have figured it would have happened by now. If it hasn't, it's going to take many more years. Will Minecraft even be relevant in 2029 when it does happen? Who knows for sure. But it is a big question without an answer that but definitely, the question is that the answer is that at some point it will overtake. The only question is to when.
Yeah.
Like, it could be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 50 years.
In terms of the number of questions, like you've touched on there, that obviously Java is bigger on the internet at present, but still, just even as a small size content creator, the number of questions that I get is will this work on Bedrock, or little things where I can't get this to work because it's something like in Bedrock you can't place an item frame behind an open fence gate, which you can in Java.
Because it's a block, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got all of these different little things that do constantly come out, and I see that there are an increasing number of Bedrock players, and I don't think it's going to be long before it overtakes. But I think there's always going to be that diehard that, because Java was there first, that they consider it to be Minecraft.
But it's so interesting though, because Minecraft has sold 200 million copies now.
Yes.
It's 200 something million. I don't know the exact number.
Crazy numbers.
But off that, fewer than 40 million of those are Java, which means that 80 something % of Minecraft players play something other than Java. But if you go on YouTube, if you go on the internet, you would assume it was the other way around.
Yes. Yeah.
And that, I wonder at what point that disparity resolves itself. Or maybe it doesn't, because, Minecraft Pocket Edition, someone who just has it on their phone isn't as into the game as a Java player who's been playing since 2011. Maybe that's what that is, but
yeah, I think
I do wonder.
I think that the accessibility of consoles and the Pocket Edition and all of the different formats that you can play Bedrock on is always going to lend itself to the casual gamer more so than Java. When you've got Java, I mean, there's always the meme of people getting £5,000 PCs just to run Minecraft.
Just to play shit.
Yeah. There is always that kind of very much the hardcore element that PC gaming is generally seen as more serious in a lot of different games, not just in Minecraft, but in a lot of different games.
Yeah, but Windows 10 Minecraft, though, is the one you want to play if you have a high-end PC, because it can utilize it so much better. Like, if you have a $5,000 PC, you can play Minecraft with 4,000 blocks of render distance if you're playing Bedrock. Like, you can see everything. It's a shame that is not more widely known, I think.
Yeah, and
that's part of why my channel needs to exist.
Exactly, and that's the and that is partly the reason that I wanted to get you onto the show, because the majority of the people that we've had on have either played exclusively on Java or have played both copies, whereas your channel, Toycat, is much more focused towards that Bedrock centric view. And I think that there is just that visibility isn't there, so having somebody like you there in the community to represent those Bedrock players is a fantastic thing, and it can help to bring those people together, bring those disparate elements, because again, Minecraft is a game of so many opportunities, so many possibilities, that anybody who can help bring that together and understand that yes, we can all be part of the same community, and we've got these different platforms, but essentially everybody loves the blocks.
Yeah, that's why I think everyone needs to know. Like, it's fun to be like, hi Bedrock players, you're number one. This Java stuff, I agree with you, it all sucks. You know what's great? Bedrock. Team Bedrock, woo!
Yeah.
You see the size of our salmon? They're bigger. But in reality, it's Minecraft, like
exactly.
we're all enjoying it. It shouldn't matter if your item frames are blocks or entities.
No.
Like, it's that, the size of your salmon doesn't matter. It's how you
Yeah.
I think.
Who cares about quasi connectivity? I mean, like.
Exactly. It's not even a real feature. It's just a bug that they can't remove because people are using it.
It's a bug that they've chosen to keep because the community would be in uproar if they move it. So that, I think, is a brilliant place to end this section. So what we're going to do now, Toycat, is just cut away to some footage that we shot earlier, where we find out whether you can be the first guest to survive and find out how well you know the game of Minecraft.
I definitely survived. That's what happens. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Let's see. Ah, I gather our next fantastic guest for the season is here, and we have IBX Toycat, or Toycat, here for an interview today. So I think he's in the green room, and there he is. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing delightfully. How about yourself?
I am good, thank you. I am very, very glad to have you here. It's fantastic to have you here, and you're looking exceedingly feline today, which is always good.
It is. I've been enjoying sitting on your sofa. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sitting on the sofa watching some Cobra Kai there on the TV. We like to keep our guests in the finest way possible. Before we take them through to the.
I'm gonna level with you. I haven't worked out how to unpause it. I've been trying. I can't get this go off the screen. You know, like
yeah,
you know how to unpause.
Unfortunately, our receptionist Bunny, she lost the batteries to the remote control, so yeah, that's why. So unfortunately, that's probably best to just turn it off, to be honest. So so just from a legal perspective, I just want to check that legal did send you the waivers, didn't they? There's just the indemnity protections that you signed.
All of the forms have been adequately signed.
Fantastic. And if you would be so kind as to click yourself on that fine bed, not to worry you or anything about that the next segment, but it's just safer. I mean, safety first here.
love a good respawn point.
Yeah.
Always good.
If you would be so kind to follow me through this way, our first section is what we like to refer to as how well do you know Minecraft? So, if you would be so kind as to take yourself in front of this here dispenser and press the button, and I will, and that will tell you what you are going to be facing. So you have got the pufferfish. Fantastic.
This is a tasty type of fish. I recommend eating it. It's got some really good benefits.
It does. It does health benefits that that last for about 30 seconds, I think. So if you'd be so kind as to climb that ladder and perch yourself on that iron trapdoor up the top, it's probably best that you don't look down because you might worry. But like I say, the question.
Oh, even more health benefits! Wow.
Exactly.
What a treat. I should just jump off right now. I mean,
you are a cat after all, so it would be the natural thing with a fishbowl here. So that's a good sign. But we're going to start with some questions, and they do start very easy, so I'm sure you won't have any trouble with them. They do get a little bit tougher, but it really does test how well you know the game, and hopefully you'll be able to make it out alive. So if you're perched comfortably up there, I will start with the first question, which is
perfectly comfortable.
Which is what two items?
Oh no! I don't know Minecraft at all. Okay, let's just pretend that didn't happen.
That's well, you just couldn't resist the fish. I mean, it's obvious. So, and who can blame you? So the first question we have for you is: what two items in the game can you craft from sugarcane?
That would be sugar and paper.
That is absolutely spot on. See, I told you they weren't difficult questions at all.
It's a beautiful question about sugarcane. That's my expertise. I love farming sugarcane. Could do it all day, every day.
Sugarcane.
I don't know why the rest of Minecraft even exists.
No. Sugarcane farms are OG for sure. So the next question that we have...
They're the most fun to make, yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely,
no question. No question.
Definitely. Just some observers, some pistons, can't go far wrong. So the next question...
I do it manually. I'm a crazy man.
The next question we have for you today is, how many wooden planks or iron ingots is needed to craft a door?
It would be 6 of them.
It would indeed. Fantastic, 2 for 2. Next question we have for you. Again, they do get a little bit more difficult. What item will a creeper drop if it is shot by a skeleton? Shot and killed, I should clarify.
Yeah, if it's shot and killed by a skeleton, it drops one of the non-pig step music discs.
Absolutely right. 3 for 3, doing really, really well.
Thank you.
Next question for you is, how many bookshelves are needed to give a maximum 30 level enchantment on an enchantment table?
Oh, this is hard because everyone does too many normally. and so the exact number, it's either okay. I'm gonna go with 15.
Yes, you're absolutely spot on there.
Ah.
50, because it feels like it should be 16, but it never is. So
Yeah, it needs to be an even number, so it goes on both sides. Oh, look, but it doesn't.
it doesn't.
They don't
indeed.
care about your wants to have a balance. Someone just uses 18 anyway.
Exactly. Given that everything's in 64s, you would just think 16, but no, they're there trolling us. But
It would be beautiful. It would make sense, but yeah,
it would indeed.
Disappointing.
Next question is: what 2 blocks do you need? Can you use in combination with lava to create basalt?
Oh darn, this is new. It's 2 blocks in combination with lava. So my instinct is one of them is blue ice, and the other one is you do something. I know you can use pistons and you can move them along and you can make like a basalt thing. It's like a really weird block that otherwise doesn't have much use. Damn it.
Some motivational snowballs for you.
You're reminding me of how precarious my position is right now. It is. It must. Okay. It's gonna be like something dumb like diorite.
Oh, you think it's diorite? Well, that would give the otherwise useless block a use, and unfortunately, what you'll find is that it is actually
Yeah.
There we go.
Murder.
Murder indeed. Unfortunately, it is soul sand is the weird other block. You were absolutely right. Soul it is sand. Very much a weird block. So unfortunately, we have another guest who didn't make it through the How Well Do You Know Minecraft section, but that's okay. We have managed to bring Toycat back, and we're going to now go and answer some much simpler questions about what he does in Minecraft and his YouTube career. And yes, we're back mostly on the sofas now, or on the table. But unfortunately, Toycat didn't live up to the expectations that he'd set for himself. And although he did well and answered lots of the questions, he unfortunately did not make it through. But now we've got some very
acting like a bad dog and just looking away from you now. Just, no. I don't recognize what you're saying. Maybe I answered all the questions correctly.
Maybe I can tempt you back with some quickfire questions for this last section on there. So first question is: what is your favorite mob in the game?
It would probably have to be the creeper because he just wants a hug. I don't know why we don't give it to him.
Well, generally you get blown halfway across the room if you do. But yeah, I can see that. Definitely creepers need love as well. Next question for you is diorite or diorong?
I like diorite when you polish it, and I don't know why the world disagrees with me.
Caves or cliffs?
It's not even a question. Caves. If anyone's answered cliffs, you should kick them off the show right then. Like not even a shred of doubt. Did anyone answer cliffs? Do I have to go find them? Am I? Where are they? Where are they?
There may have been some people who answered cliffs. I have to say that there may have been, but the majority of people do like the caves. It has to be said. That being said, what is your favorite biome in the game?
I like the desert because it has the most structures. I mean, desert temples, desert village, I mean, even better than that, desert wells.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you go wrong with desert well?
They are.
You can't, is the answer.
No, they're very nice there. Which do you prefer building, beautiful. Interior or exterior?
Exterior, because, like, there's only 3 blocks you need on the interior. So, like, it's kind of boring because you're designing an imaginary interior, whereas at least the exterior is real.
Yes, yeah. In terms of functionality, the exterior kind of does serve a purpose, though holes in walls mean an endless living space. We've learned that already.
Yeah, that's.
Next question is: what is your favorite wood variety in the game?
I like acacia because it's bright orange.
Yes.
It yells at you. Yeah.
Yeah, I do love a bit of bright orange. And the next question is: guitar bass or a bass guitar?
Guitar bass or a bass guitar? I don't know how to answer that question, so guitar bass.
There we go, a bass that's shaped like a guitar.
Ah,
What is your food of choice in the game?
big salmon.
What is your favourite food outside of the game?
Big salmon.
Big salmon.
I actually no smoked salmon is my favorite. It's like a treat. It only comes. I could eat it any time of year, but it's like a Christmas thing. I eat so much of it, I feel sick. It's delicious.
Next question, a very important one that I'm sure the people want to know the answer of. A chicken jockey or roller hockey?
These questions are fun. A chicken jockey, obviously.
Brilliant. Singing proclaimers or legal disclaimers?
Singing proclaimers, as I indeed have done on my channel recently.
What is your favourite place in the world that you've already been to?
I hate that it's a place very near where I hate that it's the place that I live in, but it is London, because everywhere I go I'm like, it's just missing this thing that I have over in that big city there. It'd be cool if I could say Tokyo or something, be like, oh yeah, so far. No, it's London.
The Ender Dragon or the Wither?
The Ender Dragon is a better rounded fight, overall, for sure. The Wither is, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Ender Dragon, better than the Wither.
What is your favourite month of the year?
I think I would say July, because that's my birthday month. It just kind of feels like a fun month. But I think I like December. You get really short days. You get the New Year's Eve in there. It's nice and cold, so you can go outside in a hoodie. December's them.
Fantastic.
Sometimes you get snowy.
Next question, another important one. Post Malone or Cobblestone?
These questions are beautiful. I love them. I'm gonna go with Cobblestone. I'm sorry, Post Malone.
Speed runs or humorous puns?
Oh, humorous puns for sure. I could spend. I want to see someone speed running all the humorous puns. I want to see how fast they can make me laugh.
Redstone or Dinnerbone?
Dinnerbone. I think turning things upside down is the single best feature in Minecraft, and it's like the best way to leave a legacy as a developer.
Yeah, especially if it's a Jeb sheep that's upside down.
Can you actually turn a Jeb sheep upside down, or do you have to pick between Jeb and upside down?
I think it's in turns, because you can rename a Dinnerbone animal.
Wait, if you rename a Dinnerbone animal, it doesn't go back upside down?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, again, that's one that I'm sure people will sort out in the comments. But yeah, because that would be incredible. A flashing sheep that's then upside down as well. What is
Let's find out right now. Right now. What is this? Why does it? Okay, you got commands. Summon me a sheep. Give me some name tags.
Right,
Let's do it.
A few moments later.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for this science?
I am ready for the science.
So this is a Dinnerbone sheep.
Yes, a Dinnerbone
this
sheep.
Is the Jeb name tag.
Oh.
As you can see, you can't have a Jeb.
But can we Dinnerbone it
sheep.
and after it's been jebbed? That would be the other question.
Okay, let's find out right now.
So we know we can't
anywhere.
jeb it after Dinnerboning. But these are the answers that the people at home
I
obviously
think because it only can have one name tag at a time. That's my.
Disappointing.
Yeah, you can have a rainbow sheep, or you can have an upside down sheep, but you can't have an upside down rainbow sheep.
Mojang, sort it out. We digress.
As we were.
Yeah. Back to where we were. So, what is your favourite stone?
I like stone brick more than I logically should. Probably stone brick.
Tom Cruise or Frostwalker shoes?
Frostwalker shoes.
A Guardian farm or some rustic charm?
I like some rustic charm. Could do with all of that in my life.
What is your favourite TV show?
Probably BoJack Horseman. I've watched it like 3 times, and I probably will watch it a 4th at some point in my life.
Hardcore or a birch door?
How do you come up with these questions? I prefer hardcore to birch doors, I guess.
An iron farm or feeling calm?
I like feeling calm. I need more of that in my life.
What is your favourite build style in the game?
I like things that deliberately look terrible. There's an art style to that.
Yes, yeah. Sort of cubist type. Just random looking stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all modern art if you think about it.
Yes. A bow or a sword?
Definitely a sword. Bows work slightly weird in Minecraft. It's been 9 years and I still can't work them out.
And they're not very accurate. A sword is much more accurate as well. A saddled pig or an Irish jig?
A saddled pig is very underrated, whereas Irish jigs are overrated. I'm sorry, Ireland.
What is your favourite movie?
I liked The Butterfly Effect from 2003. Ooh. It's a very bad movie. I tried rewatching it.
Isn't that the one with Ashton Kutcher in?
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. It's a terrible movie to rewatch, but the concept of like, ooh, you could go back in time and make tiny little impacts, and it would alter everything. I like the concept a lot, so I rewatched it a ton of times. Wouldn't recommend it.
But it's your favourite, so that's good.
It's my favourite movie, and I don't recommend that anyone watch it. Yeah.
A golden carrot or a blue and yellow parrot?
A golden carrot, for sure.
Avril Lavigne or a Minecraft ravine?
A Minecraft ravine, 100%.
Mending or infinity?
Infinity is a lie. It doesn't actually shoot infinite arrows. It shoots as many arrows as the bow lasts. What a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely got to be mending. I would prefer neither. You know, non-enchanted bows.
Unenchanted bows.
No bows at all, actually.
Unenchanted bows for the win. Breaking Bad or Breaking Bedrock?
Breaking Bedrock, because it's one of my hobbies, I guess.
Last two questions for you then today. We have a charged creeper or a consistent sleeper?
Consistent sleep would be nice. Charged creepers would be the opposite of that.
And the very last question we have for you today, Toycat, is Long Boy or Building Joy?
Oh, Long Boy, no question about it. I love the Long Boy.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you very, very much for coming on the show today. It's been an absolute treat having you here. And we did some science, and we've answered some questions.
We did.
And we found out some of the philosophical things about Minecraft. So thank you ever so much for your time. One last thing to say is, as I mentioned earlier, Toycat's details will all be in the description. So if you don't already, make sure you go and check out the channel. It is fantastic.
Don't check me out. I'm a terrible YouTuber. Find someone who makes good videos. Watch them instead. You watch more videos from BDCraft. He's got a ton more. I bet you haven't watched them all. And why is that? Why haven't you done that?
That's what keeps me awake at night sometimes as well, Toycat. But yeah, thank you very much for the plug. But in all seriousness, it is a fantastic channel, so do go and check him out. And all that's left to be said is thank you again very much for joining me, and I will see you all next time on ADieCraft. Bye.
Goodbye.